What is going on? So we are battling two people. My first opponent is going to be my friend 716, and I have to give a huge shout out to him. He was able to get me my ticket to St. Louis Go Fest. I will be attending on Saturday, early access. And yes, thank you so much. I wasn't available at 9 o'clock, so he was able to get it for me. So I certainly do appreciate it. You know how much I do appreciate that. And let's go ahead and take a look at his team. So he's using Nidoking, Machamp, Charizard, Medicham, Drapion, and Drifblim. So really solid team. I do want to try out Nidoking myself. I just don't have a Legacy Fury Cutter one, but I do want to try one out. Can you use it without Fury Cutter? You probably can. But I haven't used one yet. So anyway, my team is going to be that Charizard, Steelix, Probopass, Machamp, Skarmory, and Clefable. So focusing on Charizard and Probopass for the most part for this video, and we're just seeing how they work. They're both really good. Charizard is actually ranked number 1 now on PvPoke. I think it was number 2 or 3 before. Machamp was number 1, now Machamp's number 2. So Charizard, probably my favorite fire type. It certainly is understandable why it is ranked number 1. By the way, these videos were recorded before we got like the updates to moves and the old legacies back, so I'm going to be trying out other Pokemon like Alolan Graveler with Volt Switch. I cannot wait to try out Volt Switch. It seems like it's a really good move. But regardless, let's go ahead and jump into the next match. It is going to be a Machamp mirror match, so we're just going to town. See what happens. I do go ahead and go for my Cross Chop right away. I was going to go and farm up some energy, but I decided to just hit him immediately. He's not going to shield that. I wouldn't have either. As you can see, I don't shield. So that Cross Chop will do a lot of damage. And yeah, we both go down at the same time. So I guess very similar PvP IVs. Totally fine. So I do have my Charizard and Probopass in the back, waiting to see what he brings in. So I ultimately decide to bring in my Charizard. He decides to bring in his Medicham. So at least I didn't bring in Probopass. But we get hit with an Ice Punch. Never a good thing. I do go ahead and go for Dragon Claw, hoping to catch the shield. Because those Ice Punches are neutral and they are still doing a lot of damage. So we do go ahead and take the shield. But he makes a really nice switch into Drifblim. I'm okay with my attack going into Drifblim, I guess. My Dragon Claw. So I do switch out into Probopass. I want to have my Probopass out against this thing instead of having it out against Medicham, right? Because we're going to go down super fast to fighting moves. So that's one problem Probopass has, isn't it? It is double weak to fighting. It doesn't mean it's not good. I really actually do like it for this cup. So I am leaning towards it. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not. We'll have to see. But I really do like it. I am going to go ahead and take this attack. It's going to be a power-up punch. It does a good amount boosting his counters, which is not a good thing for me. I was actually expecting Ice Punch. Happens to be power-up punches. And we managed to get off our Magnet Bomb, which is going to be really good for us against this Medicham, and then it doesn't take it out, so I'm going to switch into Charizard right now. I still have both of my shields, actually. As you guys can see, I'm really stingy when it comes to shields. I should have shielded and just taken it out, and then I just bring in Probopass and take that out. I don't know why I didn't shield that. I think it was because I don't know. I think I thought my Probopass had more health, but either way, we're able to win that. But shielding the Ice Punch against the Charizard would have been the better way to go. I think I thought it was Power Punch. I think that's why I didn't shield it. But for the next game, it's going to be my Charizard versus his Nidoking. So we do have to watch out. I mean, Earthquake, even though we resist it, still does a lot because Charizard is squishy. So Nidoking is also squishy. So we do go ahead and take the shield. He brings in Drapion, a Pokemon that you guys know I absolutely love. Although he's using it with Ice Fang, I personally prefer it with Bite. But Ice Fang is still a good option. I do want to try it with Ice Fang. Some people have been suggesting Infestation just to get to Aqua Tail fast, because it does get to it fast. And I might try that. I'm not against it. But right now I've been absolutely loving Bite on Drapion. So we're going to go ahead and allow Charizard to go down right now. So Dragon Claw will knock out Charizard. We do have that Clefable as well as Probopass. You can see how much Rock Throw is doing to a Charizard. You know what? I blocked this just because I was thinking it was a Blast Burn. It is. It would have done relatively okay damage. I mean, at the end of the day, we are neutral. I didn't have to shield it. I decided to. I probably could have taken it. I'm going to go ahead and shield that. We don't want to take an Earth Power. So we do get to a Magnet Bomb. I guess I probably shouldn't have shielded Charizard's Blast Burn, and then I should have just shielded the Nidoking. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because we were in a solid position to win the game. So it doesn't really matter, but we pick up 1,000 dust, so that's always nice, isn't it? So we're going to jump into a subscriber. His name is Jolt, his in-game name. He's going to be using that Wigglytuff, Skarmory, Charizard, Blaziken, Haunter, and Sableye. So I will be trying out Haunter because Shadow Ball came back in a future video, and I didn't have it before. I do now. So my Charizard versus his Sableye, we are going to go ahead and shield that up. I was too afraid of Power Gem. I'm going to be trying out Sableye as well, by the way. So I'm going to go ahead and bluff the Blast Burn, hoping to pick up a shield. We actually do get a shield, although that Dragon Claw may have still knocked him out. We do get to another Dragon Claw, and I was actually confident that this would knock it out. He decides to double shield, though, so I'll definitely take that. Now, this could be a Power Gem, I believe, as it is, so I decide not to shield it. I decide to allow Charizard to go down. I could have shielded it, I guess, but I decided to let it go down. We bring in Skarmory, and he actually pulls the switch into his Skarmory, so I switch into my PROBOPASS. Now, PROBOPASS is obviously going to resist Sky Attack, and it's going to be neutral to Flash Cannon, so you do have to watch out for that. Doesn't do a whole lot. It's okay, but Sky Attacks we can take all day long. And yeah, so we're just going to go ahead and continue to charge up a lot of energy against Skarmory. And we're going to go ahead and get off the charge attack to try and knock him out. So we do successfully knock him out. We could have just farmed him down. But I knew the Sableye was really low. And I knew it really didn't matter because we could just farm down Sableye. So I was okay with that. But he brings in his Charizard. And this is beautiful for us. Look how fast Charizard is going down. We actually delete it before he can even get off like a Dragon Claw. Maybe he was at the Dragon Claw, but... either way, we do knock him out. So, yeah, really liking PROBOPASS, as I said. So the next matchup, it's going to be my Clefable versus Sableye. And I have mentioned this, I think, in like 2 or 3 other videos already. That, because a lot of people still ask me, what do I like more, Wigglytuff or Clefable as your charm user? And it is difficult to decide. On one hand, Clefable is not normal, right? It's just pure fairy, so it's going to resist fighting moves. But it's going to take neutral damage to ghost type attacks. Whereas if you look at Wigglytuff, it's a normal type, so it's going to be neutral to fighting, but it's going to take super effective damage. Not super effective damage, it's going to take resistant damage from ghost types because it's a part normal, which is going to benefit you in certain situations if they have a Sableye, not Sableye, but if they have like a Shadow Ball Haunter, if they have... another Pokemon like, what other Pokemon? A Drifblim, right? If they have Drifblim, or another Pokemon with Shadow Ball, or even Ominous Wind, that's where Wigglytuff will benefit you, but I feel like I'd still rather have the Clefable so I could be absolutely resisting those fighting type moves, because, you know, Machamp can still get to a cross chop even though you'll be doing a lot of damage to it, so you do have to watch out for that. So I'm leaning towards Clefable, but I'm still undecided. But if you guys want to continue suggesting which one you like more between the two, you definitely can do that. So right now we're going up against Charizard versus Skarmory. So my Charizard, you would think, has an advantage, and at the end of the day I guess it does. But you can see how much we take from Sky Attack because we're neutral to it. We don't resist it. So it's not like a hard counter or anything. But at least we bluff and take the shield. So I am very low. I am at 1 HP. I didn't think I could get to a Blast Burn. I decided to just let Charizard go down at this point. We do have my Rock Throw PROBOPASS. It is a Rock Throw one, not a Spark one. I think I already mentioned that. And I'm just going to go ahead and farm him down. He might have been going for Flash Cannon. Just maybe he couldn't have gotten to it. I feel like he was at Sky Attack, but it's probably worth going for Flash Cannon. So I am going to go ahead and go for my Charge Attack to try and get neutral damage off against this Blaziken. He will go ahead and block, and then I switch into Skarmory immediately and click on that Sky Attack because I want to knock out that Blaziken. Blaziken can be really deadly if you allow it to be deadly. So it's squishy, but it has a high attack. So you do have to watch out. So we're going to go ahead and shield up this Ice Beam. And I do have a Flash Cannon, which is going to be able to knock out this Wigglytuff. Could knock out Clefable, of course. But yeah, I do feel like you probably want Clefable or Wigglytuff. One of them, I think, is probably going to be on your team. I feel like you do want a Charm user. I feel like you want a Steel user to counter it. Maybe even 2 Steel users. You know, if you look at my team, I actually have 3. So that might not necessarily be the best idea. But we're still practicing. It's still a new cup, isn't it? We're still trying things out. So I go for the cross chop against the Blaziken. We actually pick up a shield. I'll take it. He switches into Haunter, and I am going to go ahead and charge up energy. Stayed in longer than I should have, I guess. But we do charge up a good amount of energy. He'll hit us with the Shadow Ball. Look how much damage that does. I mean, Haunter is super squishy, but look how much it does to something as bulky as PROBOPASS. It does a lot of damage. So, Haunter, I don't know. Some people might really like it. Some people might not because of how squishy it is. But I'm definitely going to be trying it. It's a good Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon. It's just going to go down super fast, especially to bite Drapion. Literally, it takes more than 2 bites, but you guys get what I'm saying. It goes down super, super, super fast. So, we're going to go ahead and get off a Cross Chop against this Blaziken. We did go ahead and shield. The Cross Chop will not knock him out. He actually switches into Skarmory, which will knock me out. It's a nice switch on his end. I do have a Charizard, which is good, except he's going to be able to get to a Sky Attack before we're able to get to a Blast Burn, which is not good because I don't want to take all that damage. So I knew I'd get to a Blast Burn, and this should be enough to pick up the knockout on Skarmory. Let's see. It is, of course. And then he'll bring in his Blaziken, and we actually knock him out. He collapses. So, if he had a charge move ready to go... No, Blaze Kick wouldn't have knocked us out. Blast Burn would have. So, if he had a Blast Burn, he would have probably won. But, next game, we're going to lead with that Steelix, and he leads with his Haunter. So, yeah. We'll see what happens. I mean, he's squishy. We're trying to get to Crunch. Unfortunately, he gets to a charge move. I do allow it to go through, hoping it's a Shadow Punch. It is going to be a Shadow Punch, so we're able to easily take that. We would have taken a Shadow Ball as well, I think, although it still would have done a lot of damage. He'll shield that one up, and then switch into Sableye. I'm going to pull the switch into my Clefable. All we have to do is Charm down. I don't shield this, although you'll see... Power Gem is still going to do a decent amount of damage. I mean, we're still, at the end of the day, we're still neutral to it. So, even though we beat Sableye, we're still taking a lot of damage. So, I am going to go ahead and actually let this one go down. So, I'm really keeping my shields. I'm really keeping them. We're going to bring in Steelix, and we're trying to get to a Crunch. As we do successfully get to that Crunch. And this Crunch should be able to knock out Haunter easily. He doesn't shield. He brings in Blaziken. And my final Pokemon is PROBOPASS. This is not looking good for us. He still has a shield. I kept my shield. I held onto them way too long. I was too greedy. That was my fault, probably. I should have shielded earlier. He's going to shield that, and he's going to be able to knock us out and win. And I still have 2 shields. And that will be it for this one, guys. See you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out my latest video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter. If you like this video, check out one of my other videos that you'll probably enjoy.